What's up, guys? It's Jay here. I've been gone for 2 years. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. That's that's bad. I've been gone because of very personal reasons that I'm about to tell you. My life has been very hectic. But not once did I think I would be battling a brain tumor. Sorry, I know this probably, shocker. But yeah, that's what I've been battling. We found out because I had a horrid intentional tremor. And what that is basically anything I intend to do. And it was on my left side. So anything I intend to do with my full left side, it would just shake like that, kind of. I'm just trying to give a demonstration of it, but that's what it would do. And that would be my full left side. So we went to the doctor, and I was just thinking it was because my anxiety. The doctor said, let's get a CAT scan just in case. And this is a new doctor. It's a family doctor. I really needed one. So finally I got one. When we got out of the CAT scan, it didn't even take a day. This man called us as me and my mom were driving home that day. He called and he said, I think your daughter may have a tumor. And my mom didn't cry. She was like, oh, okay, thank you. Because she didn't know how to react. Like, that's shocking news, dude. So then, time skip. Sorry, my friend just texted me. We're not gonna talk about what he said. Anyway, time skip to about when it was my first MRI at Riley. Okay, so the first MRI at Riley, there was Dr. Balsara and Dr. Coven. And they both had their own group that came with them into the room. So there's like, I don't know, 8 people in the room. And I was just like, oh, this is too many people in my mind. And I started panicking a little, so not really panicking, but having anxiety. So when all of them came into the room, I'm expecting like 2 doctors, right? And maybe 2 assistants, 1 each. No, 8 people just shimmy on into the room. And I'm like, oh, put your head down. So I put my head down, right? And they start asking me questions, and I'm giving out real soft answers. I'm like, I'm 18. And like they could barely hear me, right? And they're just expecting my answers to be so much louder. And I just have a certain tone when it comes to people I don't know. And it's a very shy tone because I am not a people person. Not a people person. Sorry, I don't know if it caught that. Then do a little time skip. We do the first surgery. For this surgery, I came out of it and I was still a little woo from the pain meds they put me on. Like, I was on a lot of meds, and I was also taking steroids apparently, because you have to take the steroids after every surgery. Anyway, sorry, I kind of have a vendetta against that fake fog. So while I do have a vendetta against the steroids, it's because I was almost 300 pounds after my first surgery. And then I'd say about just enough time to heal after that first surgery, and I think that was actually right up here too. It was like right around here. Sorry if I looked weird there. Yeah, but it's right around there. Anyway, the second surgery came along, and this was my emergency surgery. That's actually, you can feel the scar right around, it's funny because it's in a different place than what the tube is. Right around here is the scar for it, and is actually where the tube starts. There's a little hole in my skull, right, for the tube to go in. So this emergency surgery was because the tumor got big enough to jam down onto the brainstem, and it stopped my brain fluids from flowing. This tube is to make sure that my brain fluids continue to flow. I am pretty sure that while in the car with my mom, I did die. Because, like, I saw something that we're not gonna talk about, but, like, yeah, I saw something. And it was kind of weird for me at the time, because pretty sure that was, like, the first ever experience I've had with that. And you want to know the warning signs on if your brain fluids stop flowing? And this is only if you have a brain tumor on your stem, okay? This is my experience with it. And this happened right after the first one healed, right? I was projectile vomiting, and I could not stop. If I moved any type of way, I would vomit. If I sat up and sat there for a while just feeling like I'm about to vomit, like I would have sat up like slowly so I wouldn't have vomited. If I would have started to feel like I was gonna vomit, I wouldn't have been able to hold it back. It would just blurt out. Like, I was a volcano, and when I came to after the surgery, my mom actually I was joking with her. Mom, I was a volcano. Yeah. So that's nice. I also joked with the nurses that took me to the surgery like that. It was weird, and I started telling them about all the hair colors I've had. They asked about it because they said my hair was pretty, and I was like, oh, I've dyed my hair a lot. Anyway, we'll get back to that. And the splitting headache I have, the doctor said the headache that you will have when you have to like haul balls to a hospital to either be flown here or haul balls here. And keep in mind, this hospital's like 1.5 hours away to 2 hours depending on traffic. And my mom, she hauled balls. She really did. When we got there, I was already like back to my body kind of deal, you know. That gives a fucking hint of what happened. When we had gotten to the hospital, when we got in the hospital room is actually when I came to. And it was before my surgery, and I was like, hi, Mama. I was the sweetest little thing, right? And, anyone could vouch for me. I always strive to be nice. So, all the nurses that came in, all of them loved me, right? And it's crazy because all you gotta do is be really kind and somehow energetic during all of this. And I was a very energetic person for some reason at the time. But yeah, I said, hi, Mama. And everybody just giggled at me. Everybody that was in the room. There were nurses sticking IVs in my arms. And I was awake for the IVs, and I was like dead staring at my arm as it was going in. And I remember that on the way to the surgery, because they got me in there pretty quick after checking me in and everything. So when they got me checked in, they took me back to the surgery. The lady was so nice. And she asked about my hair dye. Obviously, I said that I told her, oh, I've dyed my hair a bunch of colors. Bunches of colors, you know? And she was like, oh, that's cool. What colors? And I explained every color. Like, I've bleached it so many times. I've had it red. I've had it purple and blue that turned to pink and blue, and everybody knew me as Cotton Candy Queen. But some people tried calling me Harley Quinn wannabe. But I don't care about those people. And then I just kept explaining the whole way there, and I would actually explain it as I was getting set up to be put under. And this is when I'd get kid doses, and I came out perfectly fine, right? I came out as sweet as could be. All the nurses loved me the first surgery. Exactly the same the second surgery. Now, I will say that, like, my face did get, like, a burnt thing happen to it. And because of the steroids, I did have a horrid reaction, and I had a horrible rash, not only on my face, but all over my chest too, right? Sorry. It was also on my back, and they gave me a certain type of cream. I think this was actually the clindamycin, if I do remember the name of it. It's a steroid topical cream gel that you rubbed all over the rash, and it was like supposed to dry it out. And then you're supposed to put like CeraVe or any lotion that doesn't have a scent to it, because the scent would have irritated the rash more, you know. And it was supposed to soothe it after it had just been dried out. And I think I do have some TikToks where it does show the rash, and I remember being so humiliated by it, dude. And it was also after my third surgery that I had to have a steroid that I also got a rash from. Yay, me. Anyway, going into it. For the third surgery, I was like really sweet going in. I was also extremely tired because it was extremely early in the morning for who knows why. Half the time we were in BFE, and I'm pretty sure my grandma suffered the whole way there because that time she had just gotten through her second knee surgery. So yeah, woo, that's awesome. And then after the beginning of disappointment for this surgery, my mom and my dad, I think, were both there. And my mom, oh no, he was only there for my first surgery. He was there for my first surgery, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the third surgery, my mom was in the back room with me. She was helping me talk to the doctors and everything. Some scientist people, I guess, that study all the tumors that come in. And they did it during my first surgery because that's all that my first surgery was about. So I kind of expected it to happen during this surgery. And when it did happen, I wasn't too surprised, so I just signed it. I was like, okay, I don't care. And I had a lot of papers to sign before the third surgery actually happened. Had a burp. But, there were a lot of nurses, doctors, and different people coming in. And I was just trying to be on my phone, have fun, talk to my online friends, right? Yeah, barely got to do that. But it's okay. I don't regret that. Let's say we skip to me going back into surgery now so we can get this through. It's already 19 minutes. I'm sure you don't want to sit any longer. During me going in, I was also really sweet to the male nurse, I believe it was, that was taking me back. He was a sweetheart. He was like this gigantic teddy bear. In my mind, I was like, oh my god, if he was my family member, I would so ask for a hug from him. Like, he would be perfect for somebody's, like, great uncle, you know? But yeah, I had a conversation with him and it was pretty chill. I liked it. We go in, I get put under, the anesthesia tastes weird this time, you know? I think at Riley they let me had a choice of flavor, but at the other one they didn't. Anyway, I get put under with an adult dose. See, I was sweet going in. It was the coming out that was very troublesome. They do the surgery, it's successful. They get a sample of my tumor, big enough this time, thankfully. And my tumor is really small. I was continuing chemo through that whole time too. And I've had to have a lot of things. Like, I also have this special shampoo that's for my hair, because it's not to make it like grow fast or anything, but I have this special shampoo to help stop this itchiness, because it really dried out my scalp. And my hair's always soft, so yeah. Coming out of the third surgery, I didn't remember anyone or anything that happened really. When I saw my mother, I didn't recognize her, and I think that's what broke her the most. And she was like standing there heartbroken, and I'm like, who are you? And like, I'm basically screaming. So as I'm already strapped down to the bed, right? I was already strapped down, yes. To keep my head still from harming. The huge surgery that also happened over here is, you can't really see the scar, and I don't feel like showing where it is, but it's right around here, and there's like a very soft spot right here due to my surgery, but I'm trying to find the scar. I had determination. It's gone. It's gone. I gotta get this over with. So when I came out, I didn't recognize her. I asked her who she was, and I was like, I don't know you. I didn't know anybody. I'm thrashing around, right? And I'm already strapped down because I was not able to move around to damage my head any. So I had 6 people trying to hold me down as I'm thrashing around it, and they were struggling to hold me down. I came out of this really bad. I'm thrashing and I'm thrashing. I'm even picking my head up. That's how strong I was after that. And so it was 3 pretty buff dudes, you know, and chunky. I think 2 of them were chunky, is how my mom described them. Don't take her wrong for that. That's just fluffy. There we go. That's the better word. I like saying chunky because it's, yeah. I like them big. I like them chunky. That's what my mind goes to every time. But she would have called him fluffy. Some fluffy, burly dudes. And my mom, she's not a twiggy girl. Yeah. And she's pretty she's pretty strong. Pretty strong. So we call her the Hulk. We also go, uh-oh, she's turning green. But I haven't done that for a long time to her. She was struggling to hold me down along with them. There was another pretty hefty girl, you know, and she also was struggling to hold me down. Keep in mind, that's already 5 people struggling to hold me down. None of them small, all of them pretty strong, you know. And there was also a twiggy girl trying to hold me down. She wasn't too twiggy. She was just, you know, average. Basically like me right now. It's cool. You know? And she was also definitely struggling to hold me down. And they were trying to strap me down again. That's the reason they were struggling to hold me down. So they could strap me down again. So, yeah. That's how I came out of my 3rd surgery. And then the next day, I asked that same male nurse. I remembered him from the day before. I was like, "Where's my mom? Where's my phone?" And he would have been like, "Well, your mom has your bag, and she's on her way now," because she would have already been on her way. They called her while she was on the highway, and she said, the moment I got that call, I just floored it. I was like, I knew I had to get there. And I was like, aww. But, yeah. That's my hectic 2 years. At least my hair's grown out a lot more. I was bald on the sides, dude, and had about this much hair right on top. Yeah. Peace out. Have a good time. Chill out and vibe anytime, my guy. Like, what?